Yo, what's poppin' Pokepals? Rare Boy here, and I'm back with another impossible Pokemon challenge. Today we're gonna find out if it's possible to beat Pokemon Fire Red using only a Dreepy. The reason why I chose Dreepy is not because of its stats, but rather because of its moveset. While doing research for my potential contenders in this series, I take a look at a couple of factors. Are they a unique species? Is their moveset obscure? Or are their stats horrendous? Dreepy fills out two of these requirements, as it not only has low base stats, but its learn set is very peculiar in that it only learns 4 moves naturally and only has access to 4 TMs in Generation 3. This will certainly make for a unique challenge, much like my Dynamo challenge I did a while back. Before we can even begin our challenge, I first need to import Dreepy Sprite into our version of Pokemon Fire Red. Once the sprites are in the game, I then need to edit the data in the game's internal files so that this once empty data now functions exactly like a Dreepy. I code in its base stats, TM and HM compatibility, level up moveset, and other essentials so that this data functions exactly like a normal Dreepy would. Now that Dreepy's in our game, we can review the rules of the run. The first rule is that I'm only allowed to use Dreepy in battle. We are allowed to capture other Pokemon for HM usage, but they cannot assist Dreepy by any other means. The second rule is that I'm not allowed to use items in battle. Held items such as leftovers are okay, but using items such as X items or hyper potions are banned until the battle has ended. And finally, no glitches or exploits will be used to complete this game. It's just a normal playthrough of Pokemon Fire Red, but with the Dreepy. With the rules explained in our Dreepy in-game, let's jump into some gameplay. The first thing that I do is pick up Dreepy from Professor Oak's lab. For this run, I replace Charmander so our rival takes Squirtle for even more of a challenge. I nickname our ghostly dragon Spyro. I take a look at his stats and he has a relaxed nature, so more defense but less speed, which isn't terrible since we're pretty fast to begin with. With Spyro on the team, it's time to conquer the Kanto region. Brock's fight wasn't difficult thanks to Dark-type moves being special in Generation 3, so we were able to get around his high defense Pokemon with Bite. Unfortunately for us, the troubles of this run have already begun, as we couldn't even take out our rival's Pidgeotto without taking serious damage. Looks like it's time to grind. I went back in at level 28, and at this level I easily disposed of Pidgeotto, and from there, the rest of his team crumbled, as we either resist or are immune to the rest of his team. Misty was a complete sweep, as we OHKO Star you and then Flinch Star me with Astonish, getting our second gym badge untouched. Our rival fight on the SS Anne could have been scary considering how much his newly evolved Wartortle's Bite did to us. If he continuously went for Bite, this fight would have been easily a loss for us. Surge's match came right down to the wire. I knew I couldn't combat Raichu, so I used Curse right away, and the residual damage along with our quick attacks were enough to pull us through this fight with only 8 HP remaining. Now it's starting to get tough. Yeah, Giovanni's fight just isn't happening. Not only do we not deal enough damage to Kangaskhan, but our Herb Bites deal way too much to us. I'll have to come back at a higher level. I tried this fight again at level 45, and tried to go for flinch hacks with Bite, but we still couldn't get Kanga down. Now we're starting to see Dreepy's lack of power. I decided to take on my rival thinking that this would be an easier match, and it thankfully was, as we completely destroyed his team. It's funny, we either win very decisively, or we get creamed. There's almost no in between this run. I try my luck at Giovanni again, and we not only flinch Kangaskhan this time around, but we also crit her to take her out, finally ending this nightmare of a battle. Erica's fight was yet another easy victory, as her grass types had nothing to combat my dragon and ghost typing. The rival fight at Sylph Tower is giving me flashback of Giovanni's Kangaskhan, as we hardly deal any damage to Pidgeot while he relentlessly beats us with his wings. I'll have to come back after even more grinding. I tried my luck at Koga to help with the grind, and this match looks feasible. The problem is Koga's lead coughing likes to poison us with Toxic. I'll come back after I gain some more levels and can deal more damage to it. I went to this fight again at level 68, and now I know for sure this match is possible, but I need to get lucky enough to not get poisoned so early in the match. Even after not getting poisoned until late in the fight, we still lost this match because Dreepy can't OHKO any of the Coughings, but I think once I'm strong enough to take them out, this fight can be a breeze. It wasn't until level 75 that we could beat Koga, and we beat him by the skin of our teeth, as one more round of poison damage surely would have finished us off. Now to try our luck at our rival again. We went back to our rival's fight in Sylph Tower, and aside from getting hit by Pidgeot's wing attack, we completely swept his team thanks to a crit on Blastoise for a one-shot. Like I said earlier, we either sweep or get swept, there's no in between this run. We got extremely lucky on Giovanni's fight as we wound up flinching most of his Pokemon. The only real trouble we got into during this fight was activating Nidoqueen's Poison Point ability, but other than that, he couldn't really touch us this time around. As one would imagine, Sabrina was an easy first try victory, as we have a stab super effective ghost move against her fragile psychic types. Blaine was yet another close fight as Arcanine's bite dealt well over half health to us. Thankfully, I managed to flinch the huge canine, and Ponyta's Fire Blast missed because if it didn't, we certainly wouldn't have been able to take Rapidash's Fire Blast. All of the cards fell in the right places during that fight. I scouted Giovanni's fight, but it's clear to me the Royal Nidos are too bulky for Spyro to handle right now. Looks like it's back to more grinding. We got ever so close to winning at level 85, but that damn Poison Point ability activated too soon in the fight and whittled us down quickly. I'll come back after like 3 more levels just to ensure the OHKO on Rhyhorn though. At level 88, we can finally OHKO Rhyhorn, and we got a flinch on both Nidos, taking them down without being hit once. Giovanni's last Rhyhorn hit like a truck, but thanks to being at almost full health, we withstood it and claimed our 8th gym badge. I seriously thought we were going to lose our rival fight outside of Victory Road, but then the craziest thing happened. We flinched Blastoise not once, not twice, but 3 times in a row. If it weren't for that insane luck, we would have gone down to Blastoise's bite, no doubt in my mind. Here are our stats just outside the Elite Four at level 88, and our attack and speed are really good. The problem is we don't have any great moves to utilize our stats with. We made it this far somehow, so let's see how much further we can push this little ghost dragon. Let's do this. Our first attempt at Lorelei was a complete failure as we were obliterated by her ice types. This isn't looking promising, y'all. After that embarrassing defeat, I make the plunge and reach level 100, and our stats aren't bad, but it's still this unforgiving moveset that's our biggest adversary this run. I'll keep trying my best, but there's no way I see us beating Lorelei's bulky ice types. Well, I made it pretty far in this attempt, as I got all the way to her Lapras, who unfortunately is just way too bulky and slams us hard with Ice Beam. I'll give this a few more tries before I throw in the towel. By some kind of miracle, I managed to get multiple flinches on Lapras and was able to take him out at full health. This fight was almost a complete sweep if not for Cloyster's hail damage. This run has been very weird to say the least. All I have to say is thank you Game Freak for our ghost typing because I was completely immune to Bruno's fighting types. Their hits are surprisingly weak while they aren't using stab moves, and we got some well-timed flinches and crits to help pull us through on this one. Just based on these first couple of attempts, I can tell Agatha's fight is going to come down to nothing more than some well-timed flinches and crits, because every single one of her Pokemon either has a ghost or dark type move to hit us hard with. Ironically, it's her Arbok who's being the most troublesome. You'd think it'd be one of her Gengars, but they're actually really easy and one-shots for us. Well, we hardly got any flinches on this attempt, but it didn't matter, as Arbok opted for Iron Tail when I was one hit away from death, and wound up missing, allowing us to take him out and win the fight. Well, that was anticlimactic. I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm throwing in the towel here. Nothing is in our favor for this match. At least with the other 3 members of the Elite Four, I had some kind of upper hand, either in an immunity to an attack, or super effective moves I could use against them. But with Lance, I have nothing to combat his team. If I get very lucky, I can make it to Dragonite, but the amount of luck that would be needed to beat him is unrealistic. I mean, technically every match in this run is possible with enough flinches from either Bite or Astonish, but the odds of me getting a flinch on all 3 of his dragons and somehow busting through his Aerodactyl's rock-hard defenses are unrealistic and unlikely. I'm going to put this challenge down as a loss, as it technically is possible, like I said, but the odds of me getting such flinch luck is unrealistic. I could try this matchup for years and never get such luck. I even continue to try off camera, and I never saw Dragonite after the recording stopped. This challenge was a roller coaster of emotions. It had its highs, and it had its lows, and while it didn't end off on a positive note, the fact that I was able to get our little Dreepy to Lance was an accomplishment within itself. For my next impossible challenge, we're going to find out if it's possible to beat Pokemon Ruby using only an Archon, but not just any Archon, an Archon whose defeatist ability is always active. So if you don't want to miss that run, be sure to subscribe and stay tuned. Also, be sure to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and in the comment section, I want to know what your favorite part of today's run was. This has been your boy Rare Boy, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace!
Red, white, and blue, yeah, I love this place.
Excuse me, did you just watch this video? You must have if you made it this far into the video. And yet you haven't liked, commented, shared, or subscribed. The Rare Boy working very hard on these videos. Please do the man a favor.